Hello and welcome back. This is episode 9, Making the Impure Pure, or Discovering IO. I'm Reed Evans, and on Twitter I'm Reed N. Evans. So a couple things as we start here. Notice that I mentioned discovering rather than reinventing. A lot of people talk about reinventing things, but with functional programming stuff, most of this has been discovered. There's a great talk by Philip Wadler on that subject, which I'll link in the show notes if you're interested. So what is I/O and what do we use it for, or how did I come back around to rediscovering it? So in this case, we're using like a moment.js, and we call moment. That's different every time it's called, right? Because it's type datetime, which means it's not a pure thing. It's not referentially transparent. So if it's called now versus when it's called some other time, it'll be different. And because it's not pure, that becomes kind of difficult from a functional standpoint to be able to reason about. So one thing that we can do is we can then create a function called createMoment. And this function, when called, will return the moment. As it turns out, this is pure because every time this function, when called, is not pure. But there's this is pure code because it doesn't actually perform any sort of a side effect to just define this function as is. So what we've done is we've basically done all of our nasty bits behind the function, but this is perfectly fine. And as it turns out, that's very, very similar to what I/O is going to do for us. So in this case, we get a type for it. And so the benefit of the type is that we can do things like this. So we can say moment IO is an IO of moment. And what we could also do then is we can say formatted IO is an IO of string, because what we're doing is we're taking this moment IO, we're mapping over it to get the format. And as we've seen, we can map over anything that's a functor. As it turns out, IO happens to be a functor. So we can do stuff like this. And what this will return is a different IO. In this case, an IO of a string, because format on moment.js will return a string. And then to actually do anything with that, we could call .run IO, which is going to take an IO of some A, and it's going to return the A. So basically, it'll take whatever the value is inside that IO and do that. Now that's where the nasty side effects stuff comes. And the benefit of doing it as a specific run IO here is that it'll push that to the boundaries of your application. It's very easy to do that. You can build up a chain of all of your different IO operations that you need to have, or in this case, a map, a chain being a reserved word. But you could push this all the way to the edges. So at the right before sending something via web service call, or before printing something to screen. So anyway, there you have it. That is making the impure pure, or discovering IO. I've been Reed Evans. Thank you very much.